going on? It's day 46 sober of Mary J. Sober of the devil's latest, son. That's what I was thinking about today, is what it means to be a man. I've been thinking a lot of like men, like the older generation of men at least, like they're supposed to be big, strong men, and they're just reactive little bitches, bro. A lot of being a man, I guess, would be like big and strong and not letting somebody test your ego or the previous ideals of a man. But I think just with the newer generation of men, it's quickly changing to something different, to a form who is not more reactive. And I think there's getting to an extreme of this where people want to be nonchalant because that makes them seem more like a man because they're not reactive and they're chill. But I also think that kind of misses the point. I don't think there's actually a correct definition of being a man in general. I think it's such a negative, toxic mindset, toxic point of view, and it's like trying to get to the top of a mountain. The mountain doesn't exist, honestly. I think being a man is just being present and being yourself. I don't think it's really anything like these previous people try to make it seem it is, or like it was. I don't think your level of strength, I don't think your ego, I don't think your successful, like I don't think your ego, I don't think, let me think how to word this. Your success, your accomplishments, I don't think anything necessarily relates to you being a man. I think it's just how present you are with the people you love, and just how, I guess it's really just confidence. If you're confident within yourself and you think you're doing stuff, I think you're a man. Being a man, I also think, is not reacting to little shit, like being confident within yourself to know what's going on, how it's going on, and how to react accordingly. I think as long as you're doing that, you're a man. Like, you don't need to be anything crazy, you don't need to be strong, you don't need to be anything. Like, this previous generation of men pushed this horrible agenda onto all the, like, younger generation. These boys tried to raise men of two previous generations ago, and it just made more boys. Like, if you think about the previous generations of men, they used to like beat their wives and shit, and they were crazy, they're reactive, they're racist, they're all of these things, bro, because they're just boys, they're not men, they're really reactive, they're not confident in their own head. The difference you can tell between a man and a bitch is basically, I think, how reactive they are. Like, if you see a grown adult yelling and freaking out, that's not a man, bro, because no man's gonna sit there and yell and freak out. It's a bitch. It's a literal bitch. And I'm not saying bitch as in like woman, I'm saying like as like a boy. He's really a boy. He hasn't healed his inner shit, so he's just freaking out. He's just spewing his garbage into the world. And I think that's just a huge problem with men in general, is they don't know how to heal themselves inside, so they just spew all their garbage out everywhere for everybody to feel it constantly. They're really they love comparing too. And I think this can be good to an extent as well. So I think as just men in our ego, we compare everyone. We want to be better. That's a great feeling, wanting to be better. But I think a lot of men lose this thought with just comparing themselves to literally everything, to the point where they become almost egotistical and lose sight of what they were originally comparing for. If you're comparing to better yourself in a way where it's not harmful to you, more power to you. But I think a lot of men just compare to, or they start comparing and they lose themselves, and then they start getting like, oh, if this person isn't doing what I'm doing, they're fucking weird, or they're this slur or that slur, or they're a bitch. And I guess I'm a little bit hypocritical of this because I'm calling men a bitch, but for not thinking the way I think. But I'm not 100% saying the way I think is correct. I'm saying just the way I have to go about things via like actions, a maturity, and like mental clearness is what makes you a man. It's a lot of maturity. It doesn't matter necessarily what you're doing, how you're doing it. It's just like how mature you are. I think there was this huge push for a lot of men in the previous generations to be mature and, I guess, strong, mature, and like the basic military household, correct? But I think there's just been a lot of that lost in translation, and just created a whole generation of just weak, horrible, not necessarily weak, but just like weaker, traumatized boys who are trying to mask themselves as men, and it's just not working. But yeah, that's just all I'm really thinking about on day 45. about that all today. Like, a lot of people, I guess, since I look a certain type of way, or previously I've just experienced people, like, trying to test my masculinity, I guess. They'll say, like, oh, guess who's the man today? Or, like, oh, you think you're the man? Like, as if I'm not a man or something, bro. Because they hold some weird title to a man, that it's with age, or that it's with status, or like how you look can be like determined. But all that stuff, if you're really truly judging off that stuff, then you're just pushing out your insecurities, and in reality you're not the man. No grown man would ever truly care about another man's appearance, status, or physical appearance. So I think men should learn. I think the previous generation of men were taught incorrectly, and hopefully this generation of men can be taught correctly, and a new push can be brought forward for everybody. That's all I gotta say today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Day 45 sober. Day 46, I think, actually. Day 46 sober. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow will be a journal video. Actually, no, it won't. Basically, what this video was going to be was a journal video about what I just said, but I basically said everything I just thought about. Maybe I'll upload the video and just create it for a more clear, concise version, but maybe I'll do about something else sometime. Yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you. Bye.